What's up everyone, welcome back to the Durbin Compound. So in this video what I want to do is go over the different types of reloading presses and some options for you based on your budget. So some of us are just getting into reloading, some of us are wild. So we'll call it mild to wild, right? So if you haven't met me already, my name is Devin Durbin. This is the Durbin Compound, and I do all kinds of man stuff. So I like to do tool reviews and instructional videos, all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm not really a niche channel. I just got it all. Whatever I'm interested in, I don't really care. I'm not here to make money. So let's go over the different presses. I don't know why I said all that. Rambled on and I got carried away. So I talk a lot. So let's go over different presses. This is the press that I started on. This is a very cheap and economical press. I think I spent $115 on it when I bought it. This is a Lee turret press. So let me unbolt it from the table real quick. All I do is clamp this thing to the table. I use this to reload 308 ammo. So I'll get this out when I'm reloading 308. I'll reload my pistol calibers on my fully progressive system. So this Lee turret press is a 4-die press. So as you can see here, it has options for 4 dies. So this was a semi-progressive press. This used to have a rod that went down the center that every time you would bring the press down, it would spin this turret. Spin it to the next die. So semi-progressive, pretty nice little press. You could crank out a decent amount of ammo with it. So this is the mid-range when it comes to presses. You have your single stage, you have your semi-progressive, and then you have your fully progressive. So people will probably argue, but I call this a semi-progressive press because it doesn't do everything. You have to do a lot of stuff to this. So usually a semi-progressive press is something that you spin yourself, and that makes it semi-progressive. Now with the rod in there, it's technically supposed to do it, and they do call it a progressive press, but it doesn't work worth a crap. So I take it out, and it's a semi-progressive press that you turn the die. So for those of you that don't know anything about reloading, I'll show you a side view. So the ram goes up. You will do one action with your first die. You'll bring it back down. Next die, you'll run it up, run it back down, next die, put your bullet in, whatever you're doing. If you want to see the basics in reloading and you have no idea what reloading is, you can check out this video here. It's the basics to reloading, where I explain exactly how easy it is to reload. Give you a little bit of an example. Probably run my mouth more than I need to, but whatever. You can check it out if you want to go over the basics. But literally every time you come down, you just move the turntable and it's done. Now this will also come out, so you can take these turret heads. You can buy more turret heads and already have your dies set up so that you can store this somewhere else in a little holder. And then later when you're at that caliber, like 308, how I have it set up right now, you just literally put it back in. It's ready to rock and roll. So you can take this out every time, put a new caliper in. You want to do 9mm, you put that in, and then you're on to the next one. This is a pretty good option for starting out. Now a single stage press means that there's room for only one die up here. So you will have to either disconnect it or unlock it and pop it out, put the next die in. So you usually will do all of your calibers, you'll deprime everything, and then you'll take that die out, put the powder through die on there or whatever, and then you'll do all of your rounds with that die, and then you'll come over and I'll roll some footage in to show you what a single stage looks like. Only one die at a time. So there's a great option for you to just step up to a semi-progressive like this Lee turret press, because it doesn't cost a lot of money and it will still get the job done. So those are two options. This is middle of the road, what I call middle of the road. Your single stage, usually people will stick with single stage when it comes to rifle calibers. I stick with this on rifle calibers. I say calibers. When I do rifle, I stick with this. When I do pistol, I go fully progressive on my ammo plant. So next we'll roll over to the ammo plant. I'll show you exactly how that works. Every single manufacturer has a different way of going about it. Some, the turret head spins up here. On Hornady, the bottom plate spins. So it all depends on what you're doing, what company you're going with, on how it's going to operate. The Rock Chucker does it different. There's RCBS, the Rock Chucker. I'll put some links to description, or I'll put some links in the description to show you some other options if you want to go do that. Maybe I'll roll in some B-roll here to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So those are two options. Let's roll over to the fully progressive press. I didn't want to make this a long video, so let's roll over to the fully progressive press and I'll show you how that operates. Okay, so I just wanted to show you exactly how this works, so you can see this fully progressive press. I'll roll in some B-roll while I'm talking about this so you can see the entirety of this ammo plant. This ammo plant comes with a bullet feeder and a case feeder, so there's a lot of stuff going on with this. This is a different style. Your dies up here are stationary, so once you put these dies in, they stay there, and your actual base that your rounds sit in, they move. So that's how this one works. So what I'll do, when you roll up your ram, you can see the base of it will turn. So with each stroke, this thing will turn each round, and then as you go all the way up, it will go into that respective die at what station it's at. So that's a fully progressive system where every single stroke of this will move the round into exactly what you want to do. So let's now zoom out and I'll show you a little bit more about the operation of this thing. Okay, so there's a lot going on in this video right here, a lot to look at. So I don't know how this looks with the backdrop. This is showing you that this is the case feeder. So what happens is you'll pour all your empty brass into this case feeder, and then you have to set it up so that it will bring your cases up and feed them down into the press and stack up on the press. This is a bullet feeder. So these are all these are all powered by electric. So you will turn it on. Where's the switch on this one? You'll turn this bad boy on, and it will turn the turnstile around until the bullets comes out, and then you have a feeder tube that feeds it down into your bullet feeder actual die here. So this is a 5-station press. Your lock and load system is quite nice because you lock the die into it, and then you literally just set it into place and give it a quarter turn. Now this ammo plant is like $1,800, comes with everything you see here, plus a lot of other accessories and stuff for each caliber, all that jazz. The lighting system is a separate thing that I bought from Inline Fabrication, but this is a 5-station press, so every single piece of it has a little lock and load set that you can take out and put new calipers in, or calibers. Jeez, why do I keep saying calipers? I don't know. I just had the micrometer out, so I'm like, calipers. So this thing does literally everything all on its own. You do not have to touch anything but the ram. So that's what fully progressive means. You only touch the ram handle. As you come up, it is literally doing everything. It is decapping a round. At the same time, it's putting powder in the other round. It is seating a bullet. It's putting a bullet on top of one round. It's seating the bullet the next time, and then it's crimping. So decapping, powder, putting a bullet on top, seating the bullet, crimp, boom, out onto the tray. So at all times you're doing 5 rounds. So as you go around, it is literally just cranking them out. So it'll literally go as fast as you can run it and keep it going. On the downstroke, it puts a primer in there. So that is a fully progressive system. This thing is bolted to the floor with a big beam. If you want to check out my gun room tour video, you can click up here and you can go through my gun room, and I'll show you. I have this mounted on a post that's bolted to the concrete floor so that it doesn't go anywhere. But this is what is considered a fully progressive press, is doing all of these things. This machine is incredibly hard to keep up with. I'm sure in the near future, what I'll do is I'll run a video of actually me running the entire thing. So you have to stay up with how many primers you got in the tube, where your casings are coming. Make sure your bullets are feeding all while you're sitting here cranking these rounds out and making sure they come out all right. So you can go quite quickly if you have a friend helping you out, or you can go slower and stick to the 200-300 rounds an hour, which is a lot for people. But I've had this thing, we've timed it and done almost 1,000 rounds in an hour. So it was like 960 something we came up with in exactly an hour. So that comes with all the primer tubes and all of the little things that make this Hornady ammo plant what it is. Very complicated system, but once you get it set up and get it going, it will run quick. So I've showed you the single stage, rolled in some B-roll for the single stage, showed you a little bit about a semi-progressive or a turret press, a small turret press, and I've also showed you this option of the fully progressive where the base moves instead of the top turret. So if you like my video, go ahead and comment below. Need all the help I can get. Recommend something if you like what you see. Recommend something else or chime in. I'm all about interacting with people, so let me know. If you like, hit the subscribe button. Check out my other videos. I've got a lot of content coming at you, so we'll see you guys next video.